Hey everyone, it's Sunday and it's time for story time. And I have two very hyperactive friends with me today. One keeps ducking in and out here and getting on his wheel, and the other one keeps trying to escape my hands. So this is a domesticated gerbil. So you've probably seen gerbils in most pet stores. They can make really, really good pets because of how fluffy and fun they can be. They can also be pretty social because out in the wild they live in big social groups. And it's okay to have them in big groups in captivity as well. As you notice, I don't have them in a typical like enclosure or cage that most people do. We keep them in tanks, and we put lots of bedding in here. Like usually we go like 8 to 10 inches deep with bedding, and then like another few inches of hay, because gerbils love digging and they love chewing. So these guys originally come from Mongolia and Central Asia. So they're used to very arid climates. So during the day when it gets warm, they like to go ahead and dig burrows and get down away from everything. But then in the winter when it gets kind of cold, it also gives them a place that's like kind of consistent in temperature, and they can get down there as well. These areas mainly just have like some sparse grasses and stuff, so it's always important to have some type of hay in there for your gerbil to chew on. Just like a lot of other rodents, the teeth are constantly growing, so we usually use like big pieces of driftwood. They also give them wooden houses and wooden logs and things to get underneath and then chew on. That way they can help with their teeth. Then we also obviously give them lots of like chew toys. We're always all about giving them lots of enrichment and everything here. Now, since these guys are so hyper and all over the place, you gotta be careful when handling them. You don't wanna make them feel like they're crushed, but you wanna be able to give them some space to be able to go back and forth wherever they need to. But once they kind of get used to you, they tend to do really well because gerbils have a great sense of smell and a great sense of hearing. And they know everybody in their clan by their sense of smell. But the sense of hearing is really cool because they can make all kinds of different noises at different pitches. Their frequencies can be really high or really low, and they can hear all these different sounds that the other gerbils are making. And some of them will even tap their feet on the ground and make like drumming sounds, and they can both feel and hear that, especially when they're in burrows. Gerbils are actually really, really interesting animals when you think about it. And because they're so hyper and because they love to chew on everything, this week I chose a book called Nibbles The Book Monster by Emma, Emma Yarlett. So because she just loves running around so much, I'm actually going to put her back in here while I read the book, and you'll watch the two of them run around because she will not stay on me while I'm reading. So we're going to go ahead and start. This is a story about a little monster called Nibbles. Nibbles likes to nibble soap, and Nibbles nibbles socks. Nibbles chomps on rubber ducks, and Nibbles munches clocks. Nibbles loves to nibble toes, and Nibbles nibbles books. But Nibbles nibbles hooks. But Nibbles' favorite thing of all to nibble on, books. Oh no, where's Nibbles? Nibbles has nibbled his way out of this book. You literally put a hole in it. Can you see him? Uh-oh, Nibbles nibbled his way into someone else's story. Goldilocks and the Three Bears. First, Goldilocks tried the big bowl of porridge. Yuck, too salty. Then she tried the in-betweeny sized bowl of porridge, too sweet. Then Goldilocks tried the teeny tiny bowl of porridge, and it was monster! Brr. When the Three Bears came home, they were shocked. Someone's eaten my porridge. Someone smashed my chair. Someone's broken everything. It wasn't me, it was a monster. Poor Goldilocks. Naughty Nibbles has nibbled his way into another story. Quick, let's catch him. Little Red Riding Hood. Help, stop that nibbler. He just nibbled my granny's lunch basket, and he nabbed my cloak. Deep in the dark, dark forest, Little Red found Grandma's cottage. Little Red knocked on the door and went inside. Grandma looked very strange. I look strange. What about Little Red? She doesn't look right at all. Oh, Little Red, what cute fluffy paws you have. What a rumbly grumbly tummy and what nibbly little teeth. All that better to nibble with. After a terrible hullabaloo, Grandma was set free from the cupboard. Let me in. The story was meant to be about me. My hero, thank you, Nibbles. Oh, Nibbles, you turned me into a chicken. I feel so fluffy. And the big bad wolf was never big or bad, ever again. Oh dear, Little Red is not happy. We'll really gotta catch Nibbles this time. He's making a right mess of things. Let's get him. Jack and the Beanstalk. Jack hid just in time. The giant was home, but Mr. Giant, through his giant door, sat on his giant chair, but something didn't feel quite right. He took a giant sniff and said, "Fee, fi, fo, bum! Something just bit my body, and they're running away from my goose." Mr. Giant tried to catch the intruder and the golden goose. "Come back here!" But they managed to escape. "Fee, fi, fo, fum! I'll get you back for this, you nibbly hooligan." When Jack climbs a giant beanstalk in his backyard, he finds a giant house, a giant golden goose, and a gigantic grumpy giant. Will Jack set the poor goose free, and will he make it home for tea? Hooray, the golden goose is free at last, and it looks like he's taking Nibbles back to his own story. Yay, the golden goose has dropped Nibbles back into his own book. Thank you, golden goose. Now quick, let's close the crate before Nibbles escapes again. Phew, well done. Now you must really take your eyes off Nibbles. Not even for 1 second. Stop, can you hear something? What's that noise? Nibble, nibble, chew, gnaw. Nibbles? Oh no, not again. And there we go. So this is a story of Nibbles the Book Monster who chews his way through everything. Just like our gerbil friends here, love to chew their way through just about everything. So, if you ever have any questions about gerbils, it's all you gotta do is ask. Just like the video about hamsters, we found out that these guys actually come from deserts and live in very arid environments. They love to burrow, they love to chew, they eat a wide variety of food. And with gerbils particularly, we gotta be careful because since they don't find a lot of sugary stuff out in the wild, they can actually become diabetic. So, hope you learned a lot about gerbils. Hope you loved our book, Nibbles the Book Monster, and we'll see you next time.